Hello, music fans. I'm here to talk to you about my favorite bands that start with the letter V today. And this is a tricky one. I've got three bands to mention today. There wasn't too many bands that start with the letter V. It was actually hard to pick my favorite because they're all very close in my opinion. Um, but I just picked I picked for my favorite the one that I've known the longest out of these three, and that is the band called Vanna, and they are a metalcore or post-hardcore band. They were active between 2004 and 2017, and my favorite album of theirs is A New Hope from 2009. I also like that's their second album. I also like their first album, Curses, from 2007. I really mostly only like those two albums. Their other albums are okay, but I think their first two are their best. And then I think they changed vocalists after those two. Yeah, they did. They definitely changed vocalists. The new vocalist was okay, not bad, but I preferred the vocalist from their first two albums. And the second band that I'm going to mention, my second favorite band that starts with V, very close in my opinion in terms of how I rank them. Close to Vanna, this band's called Vector. It's like a progressive thrash metal band. A lot more technical and fast than Vanna. Very different sounding. It's like really fast thrash metal, kind of like guitar playing like Megadeth almost, and then but they'll have these shrieking vocals, like screaming that almost sounds like black metal screaming, and then they also have like time signature changes and even more complex musical stuff than a band like Megadeth has. So it's very interesting music. They have three albums and they're all pretty solid. They're all about equally good. And the last band that I'm going to mention today that starts with the letter V is the band Wintersea, and they only have two albums so far. I think this could become my favorite band that starts with the letter V, but they're newer. I think they just started in 2014, so that's newer compared to the other two, I think. Yes. And my favorite album by them would be 2019's Illuminated, but their first album from 2017, The Gravity of Fall is also good. They're a progressive metal band. They are female fronted, so they have a female vocalist who's really can do really nice screams, really powerful, clean singing as well. There's moments that sound like black metal, almost like progressive black metal kind of shrieks, but there's also moments that kind of sound like death metal, maybe more melodic death metal. And there's kind of progressive elements to their sound. Very cool band, and I look forward to hearing what they do next. That's it for my favorite bands that start with the letter V. I'm sure I missed some great ones, but those were the three that came to mind. The next video, we'll talk about W, which I think is another tricky letter. I think I've found it a little bit easier than U and V. I think I have about 4 for W. We're getting to the really hard letters like X, Y, Z are going to be very difficult, but we'll see how I do. Till next time, peace out.